Welcome to Hoppy Talk. My name is Rick Razzo, and I've been making beer for 8 years.
My name is Matthew Coles, and I've been drinking beer for a long time, and I have a curious palate, and I love drinking with this guy.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So ahí estamos. So the first one, we got a couple of beers today. We'll introduce the first one. I don't know if you want to do it.
Yeah, so we chose beers because of Memorial Day, and in light of Memorial Day, so this one's an American Pale Ale from Tall City. This one is a Victory Stout. We'll get into that one later. But I just wanted to spend a little time to thank and be grateful for all the people who have died in the military. That's what Memorial Day is. It's not just summer kickoff. It's to honor the dead. So some respect there.
Yeah. So in light of that, we're having some of these beers. This one is called Victory Stout. We'll get a little bit into the history of that one. And then this is an American IPA from Tall City in Midland, Texas.
Yes. So I guess a little history while we pour them.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. It was 5 friends in Midland. So Midland's known for oil. Actually, shout out to Sofia and Basilio.
Yes, dude.
They're up in Odessa, which is right there. It's all that whole like oil country in Texas. And these guys met on the oil field, and then they loved beer. I mean, who doesn't love beer, right? If you're watching this, you love beer. That's how it is. And then they decided to start a brewery. So they went from oil barrels to beer barrels.
Yeah, that's what they said. From oil to beer barrels.
Yeah. And then it's called Bird Lady, which this is really cool. So they're a small brewery, Tall City, and apparently they name their beers after local things, which is like really cool. Like that's kind of what you do too. You have like a lot of like Rick has a lot of like history in his beer naming and stuff, and these guys are doing something similar. And the Bird Lady was a lady named Midge Erskine, and she was a local legend, local hero. And if there was like an injured bird, especially an exotic bird that like no one knew about, she'd take it in, take care of it. She loved birds, and people knew who she was. And there's actually an image right there of her on a bench. It's kind of cool.
Really cool backstory. What does it read on the back?
Let's see, this says, every town has a legend of folklore, a fable which no one can quite comprehend. One of the tall cities involves feathers and flight, affectionately known as the Bird Lady. That's a weird sentence, but that's what it says. All right, nary a native hasn't heard, and just like the elements of the local tale, this American Pale Ale is light and full of flavor with floral and piney notes. It's a beer everyone can enjoy, so return to the company around you and enjoy all the legends remembered. That's cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Pretty cool art on the can.
I feel like this is a typo.
There might be typos on it.
You read this sentence. One of the tall cities involves feathers.
One of the tall cities involves feathers and flight, affectionately known as the Bird Lady. I think it's trying to be poetic.
It's very poetic.
But also I'm not like the best speller. So.
I mean, I like will get to a sentence and then I'll read it wrong because until you know the writer, do you read books? Do you ever read?
Yeah.
So if you get like a new book, I guess you're a smart guy. But if you get a new book, you have to learn what the author is saying.
Yeah.
Like you have to learn his style. Like how does he speak? And if you came from one book, then you go to another book and you're like, what? And you have to like read it a few times. But then you start realizing like the way he flows, and then you can go back and like understand it. And I think that's kind of what happened to me here.
I think I noticed that because as a Catholic, right, I read the New Jerusalem Bible, and that one's a study Bible. So there's a lot of like wording and stuff, and then there's footnotes. But when my wife is a non-denominational Christian, and she had the King James Bible,
oh yeah,
and that one flowed easy. It's so nice to read. instead of having all these like, it's true. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, because it's the same language that I'm from, right? The New Jerusalem Bible. I don't know if it was like an
like
Englishman
Greek,
that
I
read,
think.
something.
I think it's from Greek.
Well, yeah, it's coming from Greek, but they're both in English. But it's like the one being very technical and being like, well, actually, it's because this right here. When you read this word, there's actually two meanings, and it's debated
I like
or something.
that more.
Yeah,
It's harder to
is.
read, though.
It is, but it's harder. It's
Yeah.
more. It's a study Bible,
It
right?
is a
Compared
study
to
Bible.
one, if you want to know the story, right? Disregarding discrepancies, the New Kings is like, oh wow. But then that's the New King James version. If you read the King James version, it's the whole thus they then. Forget that, bro. Good luck with that. So, anyways. Yeah, so I don't know who wrote that or whatever.
It's poetic. I think this is actually from the King James Bible.
What? No. What are you talking about?
Should we try this? Let's
do it.
Wait. I just learned. So I have never taken a beer class. I've taken a coffee class. I did a wine tasting, and they talked about all these things, but I've never done beer, which I probably should. We actually have a cousin who did one. I want to bring her on, so hopefully Hasmin will come on here. I think she's available now. She just finished her master's, so
yes,
congrats.
That is awesome.
But I had a friend who was telling me, this was last weekend, we had a drink, and he was telling me, he's like, oh, do you guys go through last? And I'm all, what's last? And he's like, oh, if you take like a beer class, it's, how does it look? What's the A?
Aroma?
Yes, aroma. How does it smell? No, S is smell. What was last? Let's see.
I don't know. You're the one that took the class.
I wrote it down. I didn't take the class. Hold on, I wrote it.
Or whoever did, but yeah.
Hold on, I wrote it down. But last is a good. We do it. We do last. We follow last. But it was just nice to have I don't know, someone that's like, oh, have you done this? Oh, you agitate it. That's something we don't do.
Going like this?
Yeah, you agitate it. You know what? We do that. We do it all. You even do this, and we like try to look at the bubbles and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's look, agitate, smell, and the last one, taste. So I just thought that was cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's start with L.
Let's start with L, the way it looks.
It's a nice orange, right? It's pale. It's pretty pale. Like you can see the shadow of the finger, but you can't see like the shape.
It's like a little hazy.
Yeah. It looks hazy. It's orange, light on the sides, but
it has some good
pretty color.
It's got some good lacing.
Yeah.
So usually when beers have lacing like this, I know I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, the lacing's pretty good.
It like shows a certain quality.
Quality carbonation, right? Too.
Yeah.
So
to have that.
And then, but yeah, so ready to smell it?
Let's agitate it. Yeah. Smell it. Oh.
A lot of aroma.
This one is fairly hoppy.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Salud, Rick.
Wow, that tastes really good.
Yeah.
It's soft. It doesn't taste hoppy at all.
Oh, that's really
I taste
good.
a lot of, like, have you ever had the cuties, the oranges? Like, even sweet.
Whoa.
Right?
You said that, it does taste a lot like a Blue Moon. Weird. That's weird.
I don't know what makes it an American IPA, but I don't taste IPA at all.
No, it's not an American IPA. It's a pale ale.
Pale ale. Yeah. But usually pale ales do have like some bitterness to it. This is really good though. I really like it.
It has a very small bitterness. Very tiny. It's just like kind of there. It's so weird. This is we talk about advertising all the time, and it's weird for me because I'm a victim of it. Like if you tell me this is a pale ale, it has a lot of flavors. I've had pale ales and I like pale ales. They're like the soft little brother of IPAs.
Yeah, they're not as bitter.
They're not as bitter, but they're still flavorful. This one's it kind of tastes like a wheat beer.
Right? It tastes like fruity.
That's interesting.
I really like it.
I like it too.
I really like it. I was expecting more of a bite. There is a bitterness, but it's not bitter.
It's so subtle. What?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. I loved it. Let's see. What do you rate it? Oh, well, let's do it together. Ready?
1,
2, 3. 9.
7. Oh, dang, you really like it.
I really liked it.
Oh, you can't drink anymore. Yeah, this one's good.
I really liked
But
it.
what I was saying, so it has a little bit of the, like, sourness. So you drank yours too fast. You can't even.
No, I'm still tasting it.
It has a little bit of that sourness that is like, I guess it's like a little bitter, but this one's a little more sour. But it's interesting because this is advertised as a pale ale, which changes my perspective on it. Like if it has a little, it does taste like you said cuties. That's crazy. Like
It
tangerines.
tastes like tangerines.
Yeah,
My kids
you're right.
love those.
You're
so
right.
we have
Oh,
those at the
I
house
know.
all the
Dude,
time.
when I was babysitting your kids, they
They
both
devoured
ate
it,
a
right?
whole bag.
Yeah, they'll eat
I
the
think
whole
there was
thing,
like
dude.
4 left.
They love them.
I was like, you want another one? They're like, yeah. I was like, come on. I was worried they were gonna get diarrhea or something.
Dude, they love them. They love tangerines. My boys.
Look at this lacing. There's still some from like when I had sipped it earlier. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it's like
This is
it's
a-
perfect.
this is a
It's
good
like it's sweet, but not too sweet. There's a hint of bitterness, and then very, very citric.
You know what? Okay, so here's another thing. Like everything is perspective, right? Like I'm a philosopher. I read a lot. I mean, we're both philosophers.
I listen to more books, but when I read, it's usually the Bible.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
but
read. I'll listen.
I listen to a lot of audiobooks and YouTube.
Yeah.
That are reading. It's a little bit difficult with a lot of toddlers.
Well, yeah.
But the Bible you have to read when we do Bible study at church. So.
Yeah. So you got it. You're forced to do that.
Yeah. So yeah.
But like perspective is everything. So, for example, the Minecraft movie, like, it sucks. But I knew that going in, which made it great. Does that make sense?
If your expectations low,
Yeah,
it would be amazing.
Yes, because I took my daughter. I'm not like, oh, I love Minecraft. My daughter was for a birthday party, her and her friends. So I took her, and I was told that. I was told that exact same thing. They're like, oh yeah, it sucks, blah blah. Only one person said it was really good, and that guy says every movie's good. Like he has the worst taste in movies.
Eddie, here's this podcast. He's our #1 follower. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so shout out to you. No more movie recommendations. No, he's a great guy. But yeah, I mean, you know what? If you like every movie, you'll be happier.
Dude, I like that beer so much. I'm sad it's gone.
You want to?
I wish we had. No. I
I
want to go to
just-
Midland and get some.
I just talk a lot. Oh well, you could talk about who gave it to you. You had a backstory about that, right? Was it
No,
given
so
to you?
not this one. This one was at the brewery. Somebody gave it to me. Somebody dropped it off for me. It's one of my guests, Javier. He always brings beer. And then this was Maddie and Tommy. So shout out to them, guys. I really appreciate it. This is awesome that you guys. And then thinking about the place where I work at and dropping off beers for myself for my employees. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Or team members. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's so nice to have a little community there. Okay, well, what I was saying about perspective, everything's perspective, and like honestly, for being like a brewery from Midland, I don't know. I did go visit Sofia and Basilio in Odessa, and it's grown so much. I knew it was gonna grow. It's booming, but it's crazy that they have a brewery that's making beer like this. Like this is really good. And just perspective, like this is a small brewery.
No, they're big.
No, they're big.
They're big.
Whoa.
They're big. So what I've seen online, and then I met one of the gentlemen. I don't know if he works there or if he's one of the owners. But at some of the brewing festivals here in El Paso, it's a big system. I think it's if I recall, a 15-barrel system, which 15 barrels produces 30 kegs at a time, 30 big kegs at a time. That's not little.
How does that compare with?
Mine is I brew one shot and I produce 6 kegs at a time.
What about our largest brewery?
They produce 30 kegs at a time, but they have enough to brew twice they produce 60 kegs at a
So
time.
they're comparable to these guys.
Yeah, they're a little bit smaller than them.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah. Okay.
And we can fact check that, but it's not small, but it's not massive.
So our biggest brewery here is
Dead Beach.
Dead Beach.
Yeah, Dead
So
Beach
shout
Brewery.
out to Dead Beach. Thanks
Yep.
for being the local giant brewery. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they support a lot of festivals. They do a lot of things here, but they're the ones with a massive system. I mean, it's a manufacturing plant. It's not a joke. You know what I mean? Over here, I look like a little homebrew shop.
You do need to get bigger.
Yeah.
You need to get bigger. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing so well and your beers are great, and you just need to, I want you to grow. I want you to be the second.
I do
largest,
too.
maybe
I
the-
do
maybe the
want to get.
largest.
Well, I'm the only one in Socorro, instead of like El Paso.
Oh, so you are the largest.
Yeah, I'm the
He's
largest.
the largest because he's the
And
only
somebody
one.
said, are you? Somebody asked me, "Are you the best beer in town?" I'm like, in Socorro, I am the best and the worst because I'm the only one here. So, cheers to that.
Hey, that's
dude.
cool. That is
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely, dude.
Is Socorro El Paso County?
El Paso County.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But not El Paso
Yeah,
City.
but I'm
Yeah.
the only one in El Paso right now. Let's see, who knows if
In
somebody else
Socorro,
builds
yeah.
something else out there. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. No, yeah, this is good. This is these guys know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. 5.7% alcohol. It tastes great. It's sessionable. I mean, you killed yours super
sessionable.
fast.
Yeah.
I'm
And
kind of
then-
sad mine's gone.
Well, you know what? And these guys, it's because I think, imagine all the roughnecks out there, the oil field guys and all that. They don't want like a super hop. They're just,
Yeah, you're right.
you know what, dude? I was out in the
freaking
sun
right.
all day, so that's probably part of the design of the beer. It's not. You know what? I would even question it if it was a pale ale, if it truly is. You know, because of the bitterness, but it's really, really good. Right. And again, like we can get into technique. Is it a competition beer or is it a beer for the people? Is it a beer? So you design, like, there's requisites, right? So what makes a pale ale a pale ale? What makes a lager? What makes a Czech lager a Czech lager? What makes it? So like there's certain boundaries of IBU, which is International Bitterness Unit, the SRM, which is a color. I forget how that's measured. And then alcohol. So like a pale ale has to be at a certain tier or whatever. But man, this is delicious. Whether
It's
it's
good.
delicious.
Even, yeah, it's so interesting because like I compared it to, well, you said
right away I tasted cuties.
yeah, and I did too.
Yeah, I
And
just
then-
had a cutie today because my kid gave it to me half bitten, and I ate it because I'm gonna say yes to that.
But didn't it taste a little bit like a Blue Moon?
Yeah,
It's so crazy.
yeah, but that's way better than a Blue. Oh, sorry, Blue Moon.
Well, Steve, we disagree on that. Blue Moon's one of my favorite beers.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
unless we do a blind taste test, we'll never really know.
We
Like,
gotta do
That's why
one.
we do those blind taste tests because, like, advertisement.
Yes.
For crying out loud.
Like, if you just have something that's not biased, like I even think the colors of the labels affect of how you perceive and think
Yeah.
of that beer. Like if you think of, like, for example, the big three, right? Shiner, Coors, and Miller, they all have some form of red, white, and blue. All of them. Why is that? I don't know. I mean, it says American Pale Ale on the can, right? But in bitterness, it has to be on the lower end.
It's definitely,
American
which is
Pale
what
Ale.
made it more sessionable.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Although
has to be.
I do like that little bitter kick. If it was more bitter, I'd still enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. But right now, I really loved how that tasted.
It's just, it has to be done well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some people do the bitterness well and some people don't. So, I would say this was very low in IBUs.
Yeah, that, like you said, it's more like a Blue Moon or a Belgian wheat, you know, something with a lot of oranges. So it's like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, but they could have balanced it out really well, but I really didn't taste hardly
Well,
any bitterness.
Even if they balanced it out, it says it should be moderately to high bitter, which is what I expect in an American Pale Ale,
Mm-hmm.
which that's what started this whole conversation with me wanting to look this up because I think it's not competition worthy.
Yeah,
I'm not a
but-
professional, but based on the competition standards and what I'm getting out of it, if I was a judge, I would say it's not hoppy enough.
And again, it's like, yeah, if you're a judge, but are you designing a beer for competition or are you designing it to profit and a good beer?
Yeah. And you know what?
Right?
I think you got it because if I'm out in the field and I'm going to drink a beer, this one's 5.7% alcohol. It was sessionable.
You just worked really hard. You're going to
Yeah.
feel it right away.
I would definitely hope.
And you can slam them down.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what and then also whenever I think of that part, all of West Texas, but specifically like that part, right? Odessa, Midland, like really hard workers out in the sun, you know, in the sand and the dust and all that stuff. Like, you know, like that's a great beer for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's what I
agree.
think.
I agree. It's delicious.
Ready to move on to the next one?
Victory Stout.
Victory Stout. So thank you to Maddie and Tommy for this one. The brewery, I don't know if they follow the page, but I'll let them know that I mentioned them. But this one's called Hay Camp Brewing Company, Rapid City, South Dakota. So this one came from a far part of the U.S. compared to us. Can you believe it? Can you taste it? Can you do your part to support independent craft breweries? It's all about pint-sized victories and a job well done. And we are proud to raise one up and toast to victories worth celebrating. So this is from what I read, they're a town that has gone through a lot of things. So they were like a coal mining town. They were a hay town. They were a farming town. So they did this one in credence to a bunch of victories because it's like a town that went through a lot of, it's an older town and a lot of economic changes, right? A lot of economic changes. So this one here, let's see, brewed and canned at Hay Camp Brewing Company, Rapid City, South Dakota, Victory Stout. Where's the ABV? 4.8.
All right.
Less alcohol, right? Again, just to prove that. I'm assuming this is dark because it's a stout.
It's a stout, yeah.
But that has more alcohol
That's
than this.
interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
And then also, just look at that label. It's perfect to give thanks to our veterans and people who have died and fought for our country, and we can do stuff like this, right? Because this is not a job that's even comparable to what y'all have done. Aquí estamos.
Oh, it looks really
Look at
good.
that
It looks
head,
really.
dude.
I like stouts. So I like stouts more than American IPAs, or more than pale ales, more than.
That one's hard for me. I think I like fruitier stuff, but this stuff is good too.
Well, since being on this podcast with Ricky, I have changed a little bit because he points out things that I never noticed, and that's kind of like that advertisement thing. That's kind of like that like perspective thing that I tell you, because there's things he points out, and he's like, yeah, but this one's good because of this, and I'm like, you're right, this one is good because of that. But traditionally, or in my personal past and history, I've liked dark beers, and I've liked IPAs. But a lot of dark beers will have high alcohol, and it's interesting that this one doesn't have that high of an alcohol. I don't know what the ABV is on, like, the left-handed milk stout, for example. I'm not sure what it is.
We got to look it up. I think it's higher than this one.
I think so too, because this
it's
one's
higher
at
than this one.
4.8. You said
4.8%.
Yeah. Oh.
So color for sure. You can only see the bottom of the glass. It's red, but like we're pointing it straight out of light. I can't see anything through it.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
This one's really dark.
The foam seems like a beige.
And I
Not
love
really like a brown.
I love foam on here. The head on there, like, just the way it goes into your mouth is so nice, and that's what these are missing. They, like, this one had a decent amount, but if you look at the head on this one, and sometimes we'll pour the beers where they have a lot of head,
and smaller bubbles, a beige foam. Right now, I smelled it. It smells like a little bit more on the acidic side, like a coffee, more than like a chocolate sweet side, right? That's what I smell.
I smell it kind of sweet.
Yeah.
A little nutty. I smell the nuttiness, which is in stouts. A lot of times you'll smell that.
Well, now for the best part.
Oh,
Cheers.
Salud.
I taste like more like a medium coffee.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I don't taste coffee in here at all.
I taste coffee. I taste like maybe like dark chocolate.
I do taste it at the end now.
You do?
At the top of my palate. There's
Dark
like a
chocolate,
coffee bean flavor.
Yeah. And then look, the lacing. Left it all over. For
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
reason, that would be something cool to dive into, but it's like, why do certain proteins leave that more than other ones, or certain types of beers?
So this one definitely has more lacing than the other one, which is expected, right? In a stout.
It smells something else that I can't like really. I don't know. I like it though. I like
It's good. I actually like this one more, I think.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I was just talking about how I like stouts more than
Like this
than
one,
pale ales.
man. Salud.
Hi, salud.
There's something else in this that reminds me of.
There's a nutty flavor, right? You taste the nuttiness?
Is it nuttiness?
There's a nuttiness in there. Yeah, it's nutty. It's kind of with the coffee flavor. That's how come I said nuts and you said coffee.
Yeah, it's like a
They're
dark chocolate, coffee, and nut flavor in that. But there's a dryness that I guess it's like the nut taste that I'm tasting.
So this one's not sessionable.
No, I think
Yeah.
this is a more sessionable stout. Like I could have 2 of these stouts more than let's say if we're having a barrel aged stout, right? That's super rich. This isn't a rich stout.
It's not super rich.
Yeah,
I
this
appreciate
is
that. Actually.
This is a drier stout, no sugar, right? Like I don't taste any sugar. Like the other one was sweeter. This one's no sugar in it, but I like it. I like it for stouts. Ready to rate it?
Yeah, I think they did good with the non-sweetness, because something I don't like about stouts is they kind of can become syrupy.
Some of them,
If
yeah.
they do it wrong, or I don't know, maybe they like it that way, but
I think there's some, because you have a different variation of stouts. Now you have tropical stouts, you have dry stouts, you have sweet stouts, you have fruited stouts. So there's just now another variety of that too, right? But yeah, this is more like, it reminds me of Guinness. I like it better than Guinness though.
what?
Yeah. Well, let's see what the rating. I don't remember what I rated Guinness.
You see, this is why we're going to do a blind taste test.
I know.
And we're going to throw this one in there. We'll throw...
We got to go to Dakota to get it.
we
We
should do a left-handed milk stout. We should do this one. And then we should do Guinness and maybe one other one. Blind taste test. Because this one's good. I don't like that it's low alcohol.
I'm doubting that on that one. I'm feeling my body get warm as soon as you said low alcohol. I'm like, what the heck? I don't know.
It's only 4.8%.
I know.
It's actually like 7.
Dude.
You want to rate it?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 7.
5.
You're like 5. There was about to be a 6 and he gave it a 5. He takes his 5 in the middle of that. Dude, I love my cousin because he's like, so he wants to be so accurate. He's like, he thinks about it. He thinks about it so hard. And I'm over here, look at me. I don't even get fucking haircuts, dude. You're just like, you know what? I don't know. It's so funny. It's so funny. Salud. Cheers.
So you gave this one a 9. And you gave this one a 7.
Mm-hmm.
I gave
Maybe because
this
I'm in a
one-
better mood today. Maybe that's how I'm rating things off
Well,
of
that
emotions.
Dude, that does happen. Like, that's what makes it so tricky. I think blind tasting is the best way to rate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is good. Like, we're rating and stuff, but blind tasting is the only true rating system, I think. But then there's so many beers, and we can't. We could try to do more than 4, but once you get past 4, you're gonna be like convoluted.
Yeah,
It's like,
and I
even
think
4 is kind of challenging.
I think let's see, we're trying to come up with a system because we're seeing that rating them that way, it gives you more of an objective answer. Because even the competitions that I've entered, I've had to say some things about the beer, and I've wondered what if you just don't have any? Well, not wondered. We've done it where there's like no info.
Yeah.
It's in a freaking mason jar, dude.
Yeah.
Like, how do you like it or not? And you're like, oh, I think I do.
Yeah. Well, it's
because it's true, you know. It's like
I'm really enjoying it because, like, I didn't know I liked Corona a lot. Corona was good, and then you didn't know you liked Tecate.
I know, but it's because we always have it with salt and lime, you know. Yeah. When you don't have it, it was like, hey, that's a good beer. How come I always get? Like, sometimes you would get it at a bar, they wouldn't even ask you. They would give you salt and lime. They're like, that's a crappy beer, and you're like,
no,
all right,
it's always like that,
right?
If you go to the bar and you order Tecate, they're gonna give you salt and lime. That's not even a question.
Yeah,
like, they're gonna do it. It's not. Yeah.
But we'll continue rating like this. And then also, I think the blind taste testing, and then let's see how, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got to figure out a bracket system for either international or national beers, right?
So what we'd like to do is try to figure out, we could start locally, figure out what the best ones are locally. Oh,
Yeah.
we haven't done that. We haven't done any local
I know,
beers.
yeah, because I don't want to piss off anybody, any of my coworkers, or no, what do you call them?
Co-business owners.
Co-business owners,
Yeah, but you know what? The truth is, guys, we're just two guys. We're just two guys that are telling you our opinions, which they're not like heaven sent. They're just, you know what I mean? It's true. It's just like, because I gave this one a 5, does that mean it's a 5? No, it doesn't.
Right?
He gave it a 7.
Does
that mean it's a 7?
It is.
No.
It is. I'm just kidding. If you disagree, you're wrong. Just kidding. Guys.
No, we get it. Like, this is just our palate. This is ours. Like, and I also understand that, like, I had banana bread and pizza this morning. I had banana bread for breakfast, and I had some pizza.
We had
for
pork chops and asparagus.
And that changes your palate. That'll change your palate, which is why we started doing pairings. I don't know if you guys remember that we've done some of these episodes with pairings, and I want to continue doing that also, because that becomes more refined. Like, if you so I was thinking of doing Boston, the Sam Adams Boston Lager. That's a really good lager. That is a good beer, and for that we were gonna pair it like with some corn or something. But this is fun. I'm glad we got to do these different ones. Because they're different.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get deep. How many beers are there? There's like millions of beers.
I know.
So we're gonna be doing this till we're old.
I think so too. Ready to close it out?
Yeah, let me finish this.
I know. Sorry, my bad, dude.
So fast.
I like it. Again, thanks to all the veterans that have paid the ultimate price, and for us to be able to do this, and to have this freedom that we have. So really appreciate that. Yeah, we really thank you for sure.
And on that note, thank you for joining us as well on this episode of Hoppy Talk, and we hope to see you next time.
Yes. Cheers, guys. We'll see you soon. Like and subscribe.